please leave a comment and say, I prayed.
And remember, one prayer comment equals money in my bank account. Hey everybody, it's The Shape. Ooh, you like this wire, do you? Well, I'm glad you brought it up. Look how awesome that looks. Check that out. Come on now. Look, it's beautiful. A magnificent hoodie. In case you're new here or new to debunking in general, you may not have even heard of Omargoshtv TV. I have a long history with this guy. Back when I first started debunking, which was a while back, he was one of the first creators that I ever called out. I want to specify early on in this video, whatever your spiritual beliefs or your religious ties, whatever, that's your beliefs and I respect it. Whatever you do, right? Just like whatever I believe. But Omar is a poser. And in my opinion, he, by far now, is the single fakest man on YouTube, period. He made a video that caught my eye. So I was like, you know what? This is perfect. Coming on 7 years of debunking on YouTube, this kind of comes full circle. Like a great Shapetober little video, and where I'm doing this end of the year special animation, which is taking up a lot of time. Trust me. You know, I said I started months ago on it, and I figured I'd just get ahead of the curve. No. When you get voice actors, maybe cast them first, right? And then worry about the animation. I'll know that next year. Let's get into this video. I want to make it clear, I haven't watched this video of Omar's at all. Now, of course, I'll be editing the video post-editor shape, but I'm going to make predictions before I watch the video, and that's happening right now. Because if I know anything, I know Omar. Kind of that simple. I'm going to make predictions of what Omar says, what I think he's going to do. Of course, he's going to bring religion into it. And I think that's probably what the video is about, judging by the title. He will not take any accountability. He'll blame everybody but himself. That's 2 predictions for you right there. And if I think I know Omar like I think I do, he'll probably throw somebody under the bus, probably multiple people. And he'll do some fairly hypocritical things, or say some fairly hypocritical things. And that's my prediction. Let's start the video and see what Omar has to say. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he changed his ways.
If you've been following me for a while, you know this channel has been all about the paranormal. Haunted places, ghost hunting, and yes, even times where I talk to the dead.
Or maybe demons. Who knows? Recently I had an encounter with God.
And I'm not gonna lie, it completely changed how I view all of this. And he told me how important it was to make this video.
Well, so far none of my predictions have been accurate, but one thing that that did stand out to me a bit here is, you know, God came to Omar and told him to make this video. You know, Omar's always had this little bit of self-importance, if you will. Yeah. See, God came directly to him to make this video because he's Omargoshtv TV. Now I know I'm being a bit mean here. Bit mean-spirited, if you will. But I've mentioned in past videos, and I think I forgot it in my prediction, but his self-worth and how everything has to revolve around him, it's contagious. But, you know, let's see what... Is that flashbacks? Let's see what else he's got to say.
It's been something I've battled with for a couple of years now, and even some of my YouTube friends that make similar videos have talked to me about. So today I want to share from my heart and from the Bible why talking to the dead is a bad idea.
Oh, well that's refreshing. It's going in kind of an angle I didn't expect. I mean, I knew that he would bring the Bible into it, but he's read the Bible for years, so he would know this. So the reason I'm just saying that is, well, Omar, is because you've made a decade, multi-millions of dollars on YouTube, talking to ghosts and stuff. So I just want to point that out there, that you did that.
And extremely dangerous.
Now, a little bit about me. and never really shared this before until now. When I started making creepy videos, it was mainly a challenge of how long me and my friends can last somewhere creepy overnight, a place that most people wouldn't dare to visit at night. This was more about exploring and entertainment. I wasn't talking to the dead. I wasn't using ghost hunting tools or apps, just exploring.
You know, I do remember Omar making those type videos. I sure do. I mean, I've done YouTube debunking for going on 7 years now, but I've been on YouTube a little bit longer than that. I've been on YouTube since like 2013. But yeah, I remember Omar. I remember. But the way you're bringing that up, I almost feel like you're going to insinuate that people like when you asked you to do paranormal stuff, so they kind of made you do it or something. You know, blame your audience for doing it. I feel that coming. You've done it your whole YouTube career, blaming your audience for, well, this video didn't get good views, or just nonsense. I can make an hour-long video of you blaming your audience.
As I made these videos and my YouTube channel grew to new highs, it put an immense amount of pressure on me to make the next video bigger, better, scarier. And this is part of content creation in general.
And faker, you're going to bring that up in the video, being as you're being so open. Surely you're going to admit how many times you staged a video, right? So apparently lying to your millions of audiences and claiming that your paranormal is real when it's staged, and we proved that it's staged multiple times, apparently that's not a sin in the Bible. Now, knowing you, I really doubt that you would do that, because that's the type of person you are. Poser.
People love these videos, and of course I listen to the viewers. You should get some ghost hunting equipment, Omar. Ask the spirits questions. Talk to psychics. The moment I started doing this, strange things started happening in my life.
But in a very negative way. I had demons showing up in my house.
Right there. See, I knew it. I knew you'd blame your audience for something. You do that every time. Oh, my audience was saying, hey, you should get you some ghost gear and go to these haunted locations. I knew you would do that. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Couldn't resist. Omar, he didn't want to do it. It was his audience. But you didn't mind those views, though, did you?
Yeah, boy.
That's the stuff that blows my mind. You did that, Omar. You did that. It's kind of like you expected to make this kind of content on YouTube. Remember when you used to do the pranks that sucked? Fake pranks, too? That got unpopular. So you went to something else. But you didn't want to do the paranormal stuff. You said that for years. Even before you made this video, you didn't care for the paranormal stuff, but people like it. It gets views. You said that. So, just want to point that out there. Is you kind of, it's like an actor getting typecast. They come there in droves to see that thing, that paranormal thing. And you make it because that you get the most views with. Which is understandable. But, you know, people, but you brought that on yourself. You chose to do that, just like any other creator. I mean, what do you think my audience would do if I was like, hey guys, I'm turning this into a knitting channel. I'll throw a rug or something. They would be like, I'm out. See you, Shape. Except for you hardcores. You guys walk through the fire with me.
But I legit saw something hovering over me, unlike any creature I've ever seen.
You sure that was a demon? Because you rebound really quick.
I was having some pretty bad luck. I even lost my wife of 16 years, and no, I did not cheat on her.
So, that's awfully specific, Omar. That's pretty specific. You bring up cheating, which, hey, what you do in your personal life, I don't care. None of my business. But you do rebound pretty quick. I mean, let's be real here. Maybe I'm pushing a little bit too far here, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize. But, I mean, you went from Tiffany to this new woman, like, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you did anything, but I'm just saying you rebound pretty fast, my boy.
I had to and still have to pay a small fortune. I had to pay $100,000 to her up front and $6,000 per month in alimony for the next 10 years.
All because this happened at the height of my YouTube career.
So, Omar's basically saying all of those subscribers who, you know, basically pressured him into doing the paranormal stuff, you know, that stuff, it couldn't be Omar that caused the marriage to fall apart. It's the demons that come from the paranormal investigating that caused the marriage to fall apart. Or that's at least what I'm getting what he's saying. Well, you know. Omar, you've made multiple millions of dollars on your YouTube channel. So a couple $100,000, don't cry about it.
What hurt the most was losing my family, basically overnight. Not being able to hug and kiss my kids goodnight every single night like before. And yes, I felt responsible for it.
Because of this darkness I invited into my life.
I'm beginning to think that I'm psychic, like for real. Here he is. Well, see, I was beginning to think it was my fault. It was your fault. That's your marriage. That's your wife. That's your family. It is partly your fault. But see, Omar here is putting on paranormal and demons because Omar can't do anything wrong. You go through a lot of relationships, Omar. You went from your wife of 16 years to Tiffany, now to this other one. But you're saying it's never your fault, even though you're the one moving on quick. Someday, you're going to say, well, maybe, just maybe, I might have a little bit of something to do with it. But nope. Demons and paranormal ruined my marriage. And me dating Tiffany, the paranormal demons ruined it. Had nothing to do with Omar.
And my home. I was making money, my YouTube channel was thriving,
but my faith in God disappeared. Had the worst anxiety ever, and I was ready to end my own life.
God had been telling me for so long to stop, that what I was doing was wrong.
But me being Omar, I refused to listen to God because I was making millions of dollars. So I figured, you know what, let's sin for about 10 years, make millions of dollars, and then after I make the money that I want to make, that I can live off of and retire on, then I'm going to make a video making all my audience that support the paranormal stuff feel bad, all my friends that do it feel bad, saying that they're, you know, just talking to demons, never are speaking to spirits and all that stuff, and even my medium friends, which I don't blame you there. But you're going to make them feel bad, Block, because the Bible says bad stuff about mediums. Yeah, Omar, you've promoted them in your videos. Boy, you really are a poser.
Because the money had become an idol to me. I didn't want to let go. But the moment I finally did, yes, I lost a lot of money, subscribers, and even people who I thought were friends.
Oh, there it is. Figured that would come up too. See, he's saying now that he quit doing the paranormal, he's going to quit doing the paranormal stuff. He knows who his real supporters are. He's lost friends, subscribers, support because he decided not to do the paranormal videos, even though that's strictly why some people sub to him, and rightfully so. You did paranormal stuff, they enjoyed it. But now he's making it like, well, that you guys weren't truly supporters or truly my friends, or you would have stayed here with me through this. It's, boy, it's a good thing I'm on YouTube. Because, man, if I could just say what I really wanted to say to you, Omar, right now, they would kick me off YouTube so fast it'd make my mask spin.
So why do people talk to the dead, or try to talk to the dead? I get it. People want answers, they want closure, they want to know if their loved ones are okay.
That longing is real.
Longing is real, but your fake crying most certainly is not real.
Here's the hard truth.
If you try to connect with the dead, the Bible says you're not talking to who you think you are. And I kind of knew this in the back of my mind. And the Bible's crystal clear about this stuff.
And there it is, folks. I got to disagree with you, Omar. The Bible's never been crystal clear. One person will interpret it completely different than another person. It's a book written by supposed prophets. Now, like I said, I'm not throwing off on religion or anybody that believes in God or anything. You could be right. A human being wrote the Bible. Different human beings, I guess. Prophets. I'm not getting, I ain't going to get into that. Okay. But I bring that up. Omar makes it like when the Bible says something, no matter what, everything, it's right. People actually investigating the paranormal, looking, thinking they're talking to spirits or whatever. It's always been demons. It's always demons. There's no spirits on earth at all. It's demons.
Deuteronomy 18:10-12, it says, "Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells, or who is a medium or spiritist, who consults the dead."
Omar threw all of his medium friends under the bus.
In Leviticus 19:31, it says, "Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God."
So Omar here is not content with just throwing off on all of his supporters of the paranormal videos. He's like, you know what? I may as well just throw all the investigators that do the science of paranormal investigating under there and just say, you know what? You ain't talking to ghosts either. You're all talking to demons. It's wrong to do that. All of you paranormal investigators doing it for the science. This book told me so. Oh, by the way, my psychic friends, you guys suck and stink. Which I agree with that. But that's besides the point, Omar. You're throwing your psychic buddies under the bus.
And this is the story that really broke me. Near the end of his life, King Saul was desperate for answers. He felt like God wasn't speaking to him anymore.
Humbling himself and turning back to God, guess what he did?
He went to a medium, the so-called Witch of Endor.
I love how Omar said that. Do you know what he did? Do you know what Saul did? He went to a medium. Even though you've done that very same thing, Omar. Crazy, huh? And something about the Witch of Endor, is that not in Harry Potter? Have I not heard that before? Comment below what Endor is. Or is that not in Harry Potter?
So Saul disguised himself, putting on other clothes, and at night, he and 2 men went to the woman. The medium tried to summon the prophet Samuel, and God allowed Samuel to actually appear, but it wasn't by her power,
but as judgment against Saul.
Hey, maybe share this video. Maybe even hit that hype button.
God became his enemy for this. You gotta think, we serve a jealous God.
I want to make it abundantly clear, I'm not throwing off on religious people. I'm not throwing off on any of your guys' beliefs at all. But some of the things that really, to me, turn me away from going to church and all that is what Omar just said in that little sentence right there. When you talk about a jealous God. Somebody, if you don't worship me, I made you only to worship me. Does that not just, to me, that's like, ugh. Now, granted, it's a God, right? Or it's the God. But imagine a person, a preacher or something, coming up to you and saying, look, you come to my church, I want you to kiss my feet. I want you to get down and bow in my presence. Oh, and if you don't, I love you, but I will burn you for eternity. See, when I hear stuff like that, it really makes me reconsider it because I'm like, do I really want to support, even though it's the creator, do I want to support somebody that they love you, but if you don't do and say exactly what they want, and you don't worship me, I will burn you forever. And the one thing here I am getting, but that I'm just sharing some of the reasons I kind of shy away from it. Now, but it's just my opinion.
But what's really happening spiritually? Here's what the Bible says.
Crazy. I love how Omar has made his millions of dollars off this very thing that he is complaining about now. Even though he read the Bible way before he started his paranormal stuff, and he read it as he did his paranormal stuff. Now he's just completely throwing off on it after he's made a lifetime sum of retirement money. And now anybody else that's doing it, there's some Omar's fans are going to be like, oh my God, you're speaking to demons. It's like, dude, blow it out your
In
eye.
Ecclesiastes 9:5, the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. In other words, the dead aren't hanging around waiting to chat with us or use a spirit box to communicate with us. So who are people actually speaking to in these seances?
Well, here's a hint.
Let me guess, Omar. Your hint's going to be, the Bible said this. Roll it.
The Bible warns us in 2 Corinthians 11:14, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. That means demons can pretend to be anyone. They appear to be comforting, they sound like your grandma, sound like your mom, they can even play nice at first.
So, for all of you out there hoping to ever speak to a loved one, Omar just said that. Let's go, Omar.
Looking back at some of my old paranormal videos, there were moments where I felt that deception. Like something wasn't right, something dark was pretending to be harmless, a child. Now I realize the Bible already warned me that that would happen, and I'm grateful that I was able to see it.
Talking to the dead isn't just harmless curiosity. It's dangerous because it opens the doors to spiritual oppression, and firsthand I could tell you that that does happen.
Oh, really? Yet, like I said, you spent a decade getting rich off of that very thing. So I take it, Omar, that you're going to private all those paranormal videos that you did, because I'm sure that you yourself, you want to spread the right message, right? You're going to stand by your beliefs. I'm sure you're going to do that. No. You want that money. And then now that you got that money, all these other people, up and coming YouTubers who want to accomplish the same things that you did, you're putting just a bad shadow over the whole paranormal field as you walk out rich.
It offers false comfort instead of real healing.
Okay, Omar, I'll bite. What is real healing to you? Is it going to church? You know, like in videos also, Omar, that you make where you pull out your hand, you put it on somebody's forehead, and you say, "Can I pray for you?" Is that what we're talking about here? You don't have all the answers. And to be real, and like I said, I am not throwing off on religion, but there has been things that have been said in the Bible that science has debunked. You know, quite a few things like stars falling from the heavens. That's not possible. In case anybody didn't know that, because a star, believe it or not, is much bigger than the earth. So how's it going to fall from the heaven, land, you know, like meteors and stuff? You see how that...
We don't have to seek answers from the dead. We can go straight to the living God. In John 11:25,
and we'll just skip that. I mean, you guys, you're welcome. As the great Stone Cold Steve Austin once said, you know, talk about your Psalms, talk about your John 3:16. Well, Shapey 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass, Omar. Now, how many predictions did I get right at the beginning of the video? I would say quite a few. This man infuriates me, in case you didn't know. I'm sorry about that, but and I want to make it abundantly clear. I'm not throwing off on anybody's religion. What you believe, it could be right. I don't know. I tend to follow science. Science don't have all the answers either. So I'm just open to everything. You believe what you want to believe. But Omar, I gotta say, what you did here, it's pretty scummy, to be honest. And once again, well, you don't support me unless I make paranormal videos. Yeah, you made paranormal videos, which drew in a big crowd. And now you make them feel bad for supporting it, like, well, you're not a true fan. Because once I quit, it's like, shut up. It just... But I had to get this out, guys. It's therapeutic. Makes me feel better. Also, I want to thank Paulie Hunt, my admin, manager. Ghost Bader Mandy's awesome. Just want to tell you guys I appreciate all you've done. Paulie's killing it. And I appreciate you, Pauls. Join Debunkers Anonymous on Facebook. Got a banger on the way. I'll see you in the next video, but I had to get this out. Makes me feel better. That animation's a banger. If I ever get it done, a lot of work. Love you guys. I appreciate you. My stomach's growling. I'm hungry. Y'all come back now. You hear? Peace.